Anybody know a good divorce lawyer?
Okay, we're live.
You're supposed to say something.
I'm not just staring at the screen like I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on, but it's like imagine this is like a concert and we just open the doors. We're gonna wait till a few people come in and get into their seats. Is that good? Hey everybody, thank you for coming. I'm Sam.
I'm Cal.
This is Kelly. Lindsay, how many people? Or can we see this anywhere?
212.
Wow, it's great.
Counting.
Honestly, my heart is filled right now because of this. Look, this is important for us, and we can start now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sam. This is Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
Kelly is the much better half of Sam, the cooking guy. And not to go into the long story, but the reality is that Kelly, when I decided to quit the biotech business and start cooking on TV, Kelly was the one that said, "This is an excellent idea, sweetheart. You should absolutely do this," right?
Yeah.
The reality is that she thought it was the worst, dumbest, stupidest idea ever. But here's the brilliance of her. She believed I would fail, but then I would be forced to find something that I really like to do. And it's not that she had no faith in me as a cook. Well, she shouldn't have, because I didn't really cook. But she knew that I was miserable at what I did and I needed a way out. She thought the way out was trying something that likely wouldn't happen, because because how many people want to be on TV and then can't make it? Turned out that my shit worked. Wait, am I allowed to swear here? Can I swear?
I don't know.
I think if you watched any of my stuff, you know there's a few swear words. Anyway, look, I just want to say, Kelly encouraged me, and it clearly works. And now we find ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I mean all of us. Every one of us is in this situation. And we're doing this tonight for our...
Oh, he's very emotional. He's so sweet. He really is. You'd never know. Well, you might know. Look at honey.
No.
He's really
Seriously,
emotional.
this was not supposed to happen.
Putting this on. Now he's going to make me cry.
Look, this is not supposed to happen. We're doing this for our employees. It's our Employee Relief Fund, and this is difficult for everybody. All businesses have been affected. Yes, the restaurant business is no exception, and yes, we've taken it particularly hard, but we're trying to make a difference. Look, we've been working at this since this thing started. We got online right away. Some very amazing people behind the scenes said, let's put together some shirts that we can sell. Let's put together an e-cookbook that our team members, our staff, our family put together. We're selling mats, the shirts. You can buy gift cards that part goes and you get the part after. This shirt's the COVID Sam the Cooking Guy logo mask shirt. All the money goes to the Employee Relief Fund. We have another one you'll see on Emily that will be handling the wine and this first pasta thing that I'm going to make, that you can buy that. And tonight we're going to have an auction for a dinner for 4 at Gray's once we open back up again, because we're going to open back up again. In fact, Gray's will open this coming Monday for takeouts, a very limited menu, our flatbreads, 1 salad, and cocktails and wine and whatever to go. So
We're going to be dancing in this.
we're going to be dancing. I said to somebody today, I said to somebody today, I'm so excited about this opening back up. It feels...
Oh no. I'm not kidding. Honey, come here.
It feels like not the first day of school, but when you've been at school for... I gotta just cook. Can I cook, please?
You better, because now you're making me cry.
I'm just supposed to cook. Okay, so let me introduce one of my partners, Howard Solomon, his wife, Deborah, who are not just business important to us, but have over the past few years, since the beginning of Not become really dear friends of ours. Deborah is super instrumental in many things that happen in the restaurant. Howard is my yes, he's the yin to my yang. I learned what I know about restaurant business from Howard Solomon. He teaches it, he counsels people, and they'll talk for a minute and I can go fix my makeup.
Wow, Sam, to have to go after you after all that emotion, you got us both crying over here. I mean, so thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. We're just so amazed by how many people are actually Zooming in with us tonight, right,
It's
Howard?
amazing.
I mean, the amount of people, we all can't get over the numbers. So thank you everyone who's joining us tonight. It really means a lot to us, and especially to this cause. This time has been so difficult for everybody. And we just really, really appreciate any donations you make tonight. Like Sam says, we're not requiring any donations, but gosh darn it, if you could help us out and make some donations, we'd really appreciate it. Our staff would all really appreciate it too. So thank you for that in advance. And this is all going towards our Hardship Relief Fund. So Howard? Yeah, so I see a lot of on the chat icon on the lower part of the screen, but if you guys want to open that up, you'll start to see some links in there of where you can donate. Sam mentioned the t-shirt. Sam, I love wearing you on my chest. Feels really good. These, you can use the link in the chat room and click on that link and purchase your own shirt. They're long sleeve, high quality. And super comfy.
Super comfy.
Yeah, soft.
And 100%, or the proceeds go towards our Hardship Relief Fund. And Sam mentioned the recipe book.
Yep. We have a really great recipe book, a couple different ones, but the one I like the most is the one that's going for $25. It's amazing. It's got like 40 different recipes from all of our different brands. So from Gray's by Sam, Not Tacos, Carnita's Snack Shack, The Broken Yolk. All the recipes are gonna be great. We also have some beverage recipes for some really good drinks. And to top it off, if you purchase this $25 recipe book, you're going to get a personalized note from Sam and his autograph. Woo-hoo.
It's worth the $35 just to get a personalized note from Sam.
Yeah, and I think it's such a good gift too for, you know, like Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day, maybe a birthday, anniversary. So
you can give it to your wife or your husband who's not really good at cooking. They'll learn something. It's all good. 100%, every single solitary penny from that recipe book will go towards the Hardship Relief Fund. And finally, we're going to have gift cards on the link as well. The best gift card package is called Be a Saint. Look for that. And 30% of every sale of those gift cards will go towards the Hardship Relief Fund. And then one last thing, which is really cool. We just added it on today, thanks to Sam's generosity.
Yep. It's dinner at Gray's by Sam. So once we get reopened, which hopefully will be soon, we're auctioning off a dinner for 4 people. Sam is going to prepare the food for you. He's going to bring it over from Not Tacos and also be preparing some things from Gray's. So it's a great thing. And then Sam is going to stop by and join you. And I'm sure when Sam stops by, he doesn't just join you, he joins you, right, Sam? Like he's there.
I eat all the food I make.
Yeah, so we're going to auction that dinner for 4 off in between the 2 recipes, and Deb and I will be back with you to handle that auction piece.
We'll be auctioning that off in between the 2 recipes.
Yep, and the very last thing before we kick it back to Sam and he introduces Emily and Mike, we have a very, very, very generous donor who's one of our loyal fans at all of Sam's brands, who is willing to match all of the donations tonight up to $4,000.
Wow.
So that is
so
absolutely amazing.
Generous. Thank you so much.
So our goal tonight is to 1, have fun, and 2, raise money for the Hardship Relief Fund, and so that our non-investment donor can match up to $4,000.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take this quickly. And by the way, Kelly is not just the better, pretty part of me. She will be the close-up camera person tonight. She did it on Channel 8 this morning, and she was fantastic.
I might be bumping Max out of his job.
You might be bumping Max.
Better watch out, Max.
All right, so we have 2 people contributing with alcohol tonight. One is Mike West. He's the creative beverage director at Levette Corporation, one of the largest spirit producers in the nation. He's in cocktail development and creation for bars all across the country. So Mike is going to make a sake martini. Mike, you look great in the shirt. Little wave, please. And I believe, just give me the thumbs up if I'm saying sake correctly. There you go. It's not sake, ladies and gentlemen. It's sake. And next up, the Red Bomber from Gray's herself is Emily. She's our wine enthusiast. She's literally one of the reasons people come to Gray's. We absolutely adore her. And she's currently studying for her sommelier certification through the Court of Master Sommeliers. And by the way, it is sommelier. It is not sommelier, like people often mispronounce. It's one of the hardest things. I think it's almost more difficult than taking your bar exam. What Emily will be forced to do one day is stand in front of a group of the snottiest effing people you can imagine, hold a glass of wine in her hand, and then take a sip and tell them what part of the world it came from, what the ground soil was like, what it tastes like, and use all those snotty terms like there's hints of blackberry or coffee, espresso, and things like that. This is some very difficult shit that the poor, lovely Emily is going to have to go through. And when that comes, we'll be supporting you, sweetheart. And Emily is going to handle the wine course when our pasta gets to that point. And I better start or we're never going to get out of here. And I'll just start crying again. So here's the lovely Summer. Maybe Lewis will make an appearance in a little while, but let me start this. Grab your camera, let's go. I'll take a sip.
I'm up.
All right, so look, this is sausage pasta. When we were all much younger with the little kid, yeah, it's good. When we were all much younger and our kids were growing up, in the house, we made this probably once a week. The kids called it saucy pasty. The name has stuck. They're all from 26 to 32 now, and they still call it saucy pasty, and it's a very simple thing to make. All right, it starts with a pound of Italian sausage. I use the hot because in the world of Italian sausage, hot doesn't really mean hot. It's got a little more heat to it, but not much. So I'm going to put some olive oil, good couple swirls of olive oil in this pan that is already heating, and in will go the sausage. And now we're just going to break this up like you would, like you were cooking ground beef, like ground turkey, like ground chicken, anything, right? We just want to get this to the point where, and I don't know how many people are actually cooking along with me, but this you can pull off literally in about 15 minutes. This doesn't.
So good.
Hey, keep to the camera. I said to somebody today, Kelly got the TV bug back when I first started on TV. Kelly wanted nothing to do with the cameras. And now, oh boy, the girl really starting to take a shine to it. She's like a moth to a flame. Okay, so we're breaking this up. Look, you don't want it like ground beef necessarily, finely in tiny little pieces. So let the sizes vary. That's okay. There is no right or wrong in this. But I would say if you're trying to feed, 6, 8 people, and your pieces are this size, 2 people might get that, and then the others won't. So I always say, think about how you're serving something, what the outcome will be, how it goes on the plate. Okay, so we're almost done with this. This would be the point that we will add our minced garlic. Let me just check one thing on my recipe. I want to make sure I'm doing this properly. Okay, now here's the problem that we have. And if you've watched any of Sam the Cooking Guy on TV over the years, on YouTube for the past 6 or 7 years, you know that I have a tendency at times to forget things, correct? Correct. I forgot something. I don't have any garlic, but that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to punt with some garlic powder, and nobody would know the difference. By the time I'm done with this, you're going to be just fine. So look where the sausage is now. It's about 75% of the way done. This is when I would throw in the garlic. So now watch. I'm just going to give it a good, maybe solid half a tablespoon of garlic powder there. Mix that around. Oh, it's just like I added actual garlic, which it is actual garlic. It's just dried. Okay, now the recipe asks us to add some whipping cream. And this is what we're using. So we're going to pour this in. Hold on. There's some butter covered whipping. Okay, add cream. Now here's what I want to do. I want to put about a cup of this in. Come down here, Kel. So I think this looks like a cup.
Oh.
That looks like a cup to me. Okay. We'll give that just a tiny little mix. It will boil and then we'll turn it down to a simmer. And while it simmers, it will start to thicken naturally by itself. That's what that process is going to do. But as that does its thing, we now take a pound of penne. You could use ziti, you could use any noodle you wanted. We're going to pour this into our boiling pot of water over here. It's heavily salted. I should really have a bigger pot, but I don't. And when you put pasta into a pot of boiling water, you must stir it right away. You must, because if you don't, you'll end up with a giant clump of pasta, and that's the worst thing ever.
What about putting olive oil in?
No, olive oil is BS. Don't ever do that. Don't listen to my wife. Whoever suggested putting olive oil in a pot was a whack job and doesn't know what's going on. I hate to be brutally honest this way, but now come take a look here, sweetheart. So you see this, the bubbles here. This is all starting to bubble nicely. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this down, and the lovely Emily is going to get her game face on, her very lovely game face. She's going to talk us through what might be a perfect wine to go with this. And over the next few minutes, this is going to thicken. The pasta is going to cook. When we come back together here, you'll know more about wine than you did when you started just now. And this stuff is almost ready to go together. It's that easy. Emily, it's all you.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. How are you doing today? As Sam said, I have the perfect wine to pair with this. We have the Stellion 2012 Sangiovese. It is out of San Diego, California. Got to keep representing San Diego. I will be using a waiter's corkscrew for this, also known as a wine key. I prefer this one just because it's small, it's easy to use, inexpensive relatively. We don't have any foil to cut today, which is one of my favorites. So we're going to go ahead and just start opening. You're going to take the corkscrew and you are going to put it just below the middle of the wine cork. And it's going to be 6.5 turns. Always turn the wine key, don't turn the wine. You want to continue to present the wine, show it off, make it look good, you know. So next we're going to go ahead and open it up using the double hinge. There we go. Soft open, good. One of my favorite things about this wine is that it is known for being a natural wine. That means that the winemaker allows the sediment to form in the bottle. You can kind of see on the bottom of the cork. And that just it's not that new of a way of going, but it's a new way, it's another way of going. Pour a little bit of the wine. You can see there's still a little bit of sediment in the wine, but I think that just makes it better. I think it just kind of gives you the better flavor of the wine. It really represents the grape. God, look at that color. Oh, I could look at that all day. It will go perfect with the saucy sausage. All red fruit. Red currants, fresh strawberry. Oh, this is wonderful. Onto the mouth. Oh yeah. You still get all that nice red fruit, all that currant, all that strawberry. A little blood orange in there. That's fun. But then it also ends up with a little bit of vanilla. You get the chocolate. Oh, I need more. A little bit of chocolate. And all of that is going to blend so well with the saucy sausage. Sangiovese is very well known for being a food-friendly wine. It's Italian. Italians love their wine and their food together. San Diego did the same thing. Stellion is located in Escondido, or the tasting room's in Escondido. The Rappaport Vineyard is from Santa Fe, which allows that cool coastal breeze to cool all the grapes down, but also that nice heat that it offers to really ripen the berry. Next is to pour a little bit more with that sausage that Sam has to offer. Back to you.
Okay. Hey, Sam, before you jump back in, just wanted to mention that Stellion Sangiovese that Emily showed, that's part of our Grazers Wine Club. And we'll pop up some information on the chat so you can join the wine club and get more information about the Stellion Sangiovese.
Nice.
And also too, there's also another icon on the lower part of your screen that has Q&A. And so if you feel like asking a question, we'll do our best to get it on air. But before you get going, I just want you to know that Sam and Kel, Indiana, Wisconsin, South Carolina, your home country of Canada, they're all on the administration. Says, thank goodness for Kelly.
Always thank goodness for Kelly, Howard.
And I forgot who asked the question, but somebody wanted to know if Sam does his own dishes.
He does, because
No, that's not true. I know what you're going to say. It's complete BS.
I try and do them, but he likes things done a very specific way, and it's never enough for him. So,
Look,
hey,
I'll say this. I'll admit one thing. I am
manhandles
the
me.
casual nature of me in front of the camera is legitimate. But off camera, I tend to be a little more anal than you might imagine. True? Not true?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but whatever. I have a question.
And a bunch of people have said it's okay to cuss.
Okay, good. That's fucking great. Okay, I have a question. Somebody asked me this today. Just let me read this question. This question is for Kelly. Is Sam really as charming, lovable, and playful in real life as he seems on YouTube?
He
Go
did
ahead,
the pillow
answer.
challenge with me, so he is. He's
Oh,
got
the
a playful
pillow
side.
challenge. Can you pop up a picture? No, I'm sorry. I don't mean that. So if you haven't seen it, go to the Instagram. And you know what? My social media is a great place to stay ahead of the things that we're doing at the restaurants, our life, whatever. But Kelly came the other day and she said, we're doing the pillow challenge. And I go, what's that? And she goes, you're going to find out. And it's a ridiculous COVID something to do at home thing where you wear.
I actually heard about it and read about it, but I don't think anybody's actually done it except for us.
No, that's not true. Okay, let's get to the pasta, shall we?
I'm up.
Okay, we'll come back to this. Hold on. Here's what we do. Our pasta is almost ready, and here's how our cream sauce with the sausage has turned out. So let's just check our noodles quickly and see where we're at. I think we're pretty good. I mean, you know, look, for demonstration purposes, we're probably fine. I might need another. Oops. Stand by. I could use like another minute, maybe with this. But it's pretty good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. I'm going to drain this. Kel, if you want to back up for 1 second, just let me drain this. The pasta will go into the sausage and the cream like that. We'll turn this off. We'll start to mix this. And now here's what we're going to add. We're going to add a couple things. We're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter right on top. And look, I know people are looking at this and going, look, the dude put a cup of cream in, and now he's put in 3 tablespoons of butter. But I want you to remember something. You're not eating this entire thing. And if you are, we need to have a conversation because that's not good. Don't do that.
You will be tempted, though. It's not good.
You might be tempted. Okay, but now I have a beautiful piece of Parmigiano Reggiano. Perfect Giada De Laurentiis accent. It always kills me with Giada De Laurentiis. She speaks absolutely perfect English. Hello, would you like to walk down the street? I went to a store today. I found a nice piece of parmigiano reggiano. How does that happen? How does her accent change when she says Italian words? I don't like it. But we're going to grate this now on top. So we need about a half a cup or so of this. So here we go, Kel. Like this. And if you can buy and find yourself like decent Parmesan cheese, I'm telling you, this that is a little more expensive is 2,000% worth it. It really changed the way it is. And by the way, it's amazing for something like this, but then if you're having some charcuterie and you just want a couple nice pieces of the cheese, this is the one that you want. You won't want that nonsense that comes in the plastic cup from the store. And I realize some have that, and that's absolutely okay. And I didn't mean to make you feel bad, and now I feel bad about that. But so here's what you want. Look at how this is going. And look, if you find it's a little thick, come here, Kel, and you want it to be a little creamier, I save back a little bit of the pasta water, and we'll pour that in. Never get rid of all the pasta water because that's got the starch from the pasta and will really make a difference
I don't think I knew that.
in how this happens. Yeah, always keep a little bit. Hang on to a cup and a half, whatever, because you never know what's going to happen. Now, I've got some fresh chopped parsley right here. I'm going to add this. I'm going to dump that in, give this a few stirs. Wow.
Yum.
This is incredible. This is like literally one of the easiest things ever to make. And now I need to put some in a bowl. Let me find a bowl. Sorry. Should have been prepared. Wasn't prepared. Seldom prepared. But this is cooking in a kitchen, right? So now we take some of this. We plate it beautifully right here. By the way, there's a garlic bread recipe on my website if you want to make it. It's absolutely glorious. So I'll put this down. We'll put a little bit more Parmesan on top. Just like that. And Bob's your ankle. Oh, pepper. Oh, Kelly reminds me. There's never a time when Kelly doesn't want pepper. And get a pepper grinder, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. Even one of the pepper grinders that are preloaded that you get from the supermarket will grind delicious fresh pepper on top. Look at this. Come on. We made this in very little time. It started with some tears and it ended in this just.
Now it ends with tears of joy.
If you could smell what was going on right here in front of me.
Wow.
This.
Man, that looks delicious.
So good.
Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. All right. Here's what we need to do. We need to do two things. Howard wants to do the auction, and Mike will do his sake cocktail before I start the salmon, because when I start the salmon, it's all downhill from there. It is so fast, there is no stopping. So why don't you start the auction, then we go to the cocktail, you come back, and then I'm doing the salmon. Does that make sense?
Great. Sounds perfect.
Perfect.
So Sam, before you get too busy, got a question from Ann.
Yeah.
What is your go-to dish when you want to impress somebody?
I'm about to make it next.
Okay, fantastic.
Perfect.
It's what Kelly calls, I don't know what we called it. Yeah, crispy salmon. And it's amazing for so many reasons. It's good by itself. It's fantastic on the green onion mashed potatoes we're going to make. It's really good the next day on a salad. We've made it. I always make a couple extra pieces, always. Either for Kelly to take to work for lunch or for us to have the next night. And our dinners are usually like a big salad with some protein on top. And that salmon, not ice cold, but maybe, you take it out 20 minutes before you want to have it on a salad. Unbelievable.
I like a best room temp, actually.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's go raise some money by having an auction. So we're currently at just a little bit north of $1,000 raised. So we're about 20% there of our goal. So if you want to go into open up your chat and we'll start the bidding. What we're proposing is about a $500 value. So we like the bidding to start at $250. And again, you want to go through the?
Yeah, so you are going to get dinner for 4 at Gray's. You'll have your own private table. Sam's going to come and prepare the meal. He'll be serving you food from Not Tacos and also Gray's by Sam. And he'll stop by.
Wait, we'll call it a white flag dinner. And what that means is we will continue to make you food until you can't take it anymore and you raise your white flag. And go on.
That's the added bonus there, right there. You can eat as much as you want. So, and then Sam's going to join you. So you get to enjoy all of Sam's fun stories. Take it away, Howard.
Yeah, so right now we have, it looks like Steve is in the lead at 400. So we're looking for a bit higher than, and while we do this, a couple more questions that I want to answer. And
we got one at 550 right now.
550 from
550
Cheryl.
from Kimmy.
And by the way, just let me say there's no limit. There's no time limit on this thing.
No.
We'll just keep it going.
Keep it going. 700. 700 from Sharia. Sorry that we're looking so close to the screen. We're old and our eyes aren't so good.
So a couple things real quick.
750 from Liz. Thank you, Liz.
And when you come visit us at Gray's or
800 from Judy.
And when you come visit us at Not Tacos or Gray's, don't be starstruck by Sam. He's a normal human. He's very cool.
850. 1,000. 1,000 from Cindy and Todd. Cooler. Thank you.
He's very friendly. He's not even a chef. He just plays a chef on YouTube.
They should be starstruck. Let them be starstruck.
And so where are we at right now, Deb?
We're at 1,000. We're at $1,000 right now from Cindy and Todd. Who's going to bump that?
Thomas. No, I think it was Thomas. Ant-Man. You asked a question, is it difficult and stressful to open a restaurant, and is it worth it? So I can answer that one. So is it difficult? Yes. Is it stressful? No, not if you do it right. Is it worth it?
1,050. 1,050. We're at 1,050.
1,100.
Cruise Mom. Up 1,100 from Liz. Liz bumped it up again. 1,100.
And is it worth it? It's only worth it if you love people like Sam does, and you're totally into hospitality, taking care of people, and enjoying great food and beverage. Then it's worth it.
We're at 1,200. 1,200 from Marilee. 1,250. Sorry, Howard, I keep interrupting, but it's okay. I like interrupting you.
And Emily, how much is the wine at the restaurant by the bottle?
It's at 36 for the bottle.
36, and it's less than that. I think
we're at 1,500 from Kimmy.
And our Grazers Wine Club,
so exciting.
I believe, is $29 a month, and that wine is included in that.
They want to know if you can get the wine online.
Not through us, no. I wish we could, though.
Okay, so right now we're at 1,500. We're at 1,500. This is so exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
Yeah, this is really exciting.
By the way, Kelly and I've eaten that entire bowl so far.
Yeah, maybe if I get Lewis, the bidding will go up. Let me go, 2,000.
Oh,
2,000! Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Cindy
oh my
and
gosh,
Todd.
Cindy and Todd, thank you. This is amazing.
Kelly, Lewis will make an appearance
Our
that night.
Employee Relief Fund. This is
Lewis
awesome.
on your lap at the restaurant that night, as long as the table's outside, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so you want Mike to go on, Sam?
Yep. Sorry?
So we'll let Mike make his sake drink and pull off on the announcements of Summer and Louie.
There's Summer. Keep bidding. Keep placing your bids, and we're going to continue to monitor it, and we'll keep popping in. It just went up again to 2005. Maybe some 2020.
Okay, a lot of pressure. Take it away, Mike. Oh my. All right.
How are we doing, everybody? Thank you so much, Sam, for letting me be a part of this. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to tune in and learn something interactive and fun in the safety of your own home. And kudos to everybody that was able or fortunate enough to participate and join in on the auction. Let's keep that going. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into our sake cocktail. We have a kikusui, which is a junmai ginjo. For this cocktail, if you are making it at home, You will need a shaker tin, a hawthorn strainer, your typical tumbler glass, and we will go through all the ingredients together. We're gonna have 1.5 ounce of the Junmai Ginjo. And this Junmai Ginjo is a pretty light, clean, very dry sake that provides a really nice base. Our Pau Maui vodka, which is distilled in Upland, Maui, Hawaii.
Hey, Mike, can I interrupt you a second?
Yeah, by all means.
Can I do one thing? Can I have you tell people the differences in the levels of sake? The Junmai Ginjo is like the best, right?
Yeah, it really depends on flavor palette and preference.
It's all based on how polished the rice is. So maybe
Yeah.
just quick 30 seconds on that.
So it depends on what sake expression that you're going to be receiving, but generally they vary in levels to how polished the rice is. And then in addition, there's also a nigori expression, which will be an unfiltered sake as well. So that you're going to get a lot of different flavor complexity. The more polished the rice is, the cleaner, the more dry the sake is going to end up being in the end result. So that's why the Junmai Ginjo, which is a nicer expression of the sake, works really well in this cocktail, creating that, like I said, that clean, that dry base.
And sorry, but when we talk about polishing, that literally means, like, imagine that this is a grain of rice, a large grain of rice. It gets tumbled, and the more that comes off the outside makes it a more elegant alcohol in the end. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, without further ado, we're going to go next to the Pau Maui. So this is going to add a little bit of backbone. As I stated before, Pau Maui is a Hawaiian vodka that is distilled in Upland, Maui, Hawaii, from Maui Gold pineapples. So it's a really nice, clean, pure vodka. It gives us just a little backbone, and there's a really enjoyable character to it because of the Maui Gold base. Next, to add a little bit of rich depth, we have Tempest Fugit Creme de Banane, which is a really incredible small batch banana liqueur that is from perfectly ripened bananas from a historical recipe. If you've had different or various banana liqueurs before, some of the lower one ends taste a little bit confectionery or kind of candy. This is just pure, really nice ripened banana. Next off, we're going to go to our cucumber juice. So I like to peel the cucumber juice before we juice it. If you don't have a juicer at home, that's totally fine. You can peel the cucumber first, and you could throw it in the blender, blend it up, get it nice and pureed. I would just suggest adding maybe an extra ½ ounce on top of that to take into account for those solids. What this will do as well, the cucumber is going to be a really nice cooling base to some of the heat that's going to be in Sam's salmon dish. And to balance it out, we have a little bit of fresh lime juice. Now it's a heaping ½ ounce. So what that means is just a little bit more generous than a ½ ounce. Nothing over the top, not quite 3/4, not quite ½ an ounce. And then we're going to finish it off with a ¼ ounce of our salted chili honey. Now what I did with the salted chili honey is you have a honey that is 2 parts honey to 1 part water. And all you're going to do is zap that in the microwave with a little pinch of salt and a little bit of chili flakes. And what that's going to do is going to flash and fuse. And you're grabbing some of the flavor components out of that in a much more rapid pace. Next up, before we shake, we're going to add a little bit of ice. I'm going to go ahead and add some ice to our tumbler glass to start that chilling process there. And you're going to give it a little shake. Now, you don't want to overshake this or over agitate this because you're looking at a few more delicate components within the sake and the cucumber juice. So the more you shake that, the more that's going to dilute, and it's going to strip away a little bit of that flavor that you really want in the end cocktail. You have your hawthorn strainer that we talked about. I choose to fine strain things. You don't have to. It's personal preference. I don't like solids in my end cocktail. Again, if you do, by all means, power to you. The choice is up to you. And then what I've done is I cut a little slice of cucumber to look like a little bit of a surfboard here. We're gonna put that on the side, and you've got this really pretty green hued cocktail that's refreshing with a little bit of rich character, some spice notes, a little bit of sweetness from that honey. And then the finishing touch is going to be our roasted sesame oil. So you're gonna see I'm gonna put 4 to 7 drops on top. What that's gonna do is you're gonna get a burst of that roasted sesame flavor on top every few sips or so. So that's gonna match with some of the roasted sesame and the sesame seeds on Sam's salmon dish. So throughout the course of eating this delicious dish, you're gonna get pops of that sesame, and it's gonna pair really nicely with Sam's dish. Last thing you do is cheers and take a sip and
Reach in and grab it.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you.
great. Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Very, very nice, Mike. That's looks delicious. I personally, I wouldn't strain it. I just stick a straw right in that tin and start drinking away. By the way, you've had at least a dozen comments that your mustache is epic. And I just want everyone to know that his cocktails are more epic than his mustache.
You know, he said something the other day. We were Zooming, getting ready for this, and he made a comment about, like, it's a COVID-related mustache. I've seen COVID hair. There is nothing COVID. That is as manicured and about as perfect as I could ever hope to grow, which I possibly can't.
So
Okay.
before you dig into the second dish, Sam,
Yes.
just wanted to announce that the auction winner at $2,100 is Liz.
Wow.
Congratulations, Liz.
So amazing. Thank you so much, Liz.
And I just want to open up, there were several people that were around that $2,000 mark. So if we're willing to give away a second package to somebody else that was around that $2,000 mark, or that anybody that wants it, a second package for the same $2,100, we'll do the same thing. We'll just do it twice. 2 separate parties, you'll have your own gig. So if you're interested, just reply to that chat and we will make it happen.
100%. I'm down. And Liz, we're going to have so much fun. You're not going to remember anything the next morning. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
You did.
We're going to have so much fun. Okay, can we cook some salmon?
Cook some salmon. Thank you very much, Liz.
All right. So literally Kelly's most requested meal. My next cookbook that comes out in the fall has this recipe in it because, as I started to say, you make it once, you can use it 3 or 4 different ways. I started to cut the salmon earlier and I thought, maybe I'll just show you. So back up for a sec, Kel, and come down here. So imagine that these pieces of salmon once lived side by side on a much longer one, and this piece was attached to it. So I cut them this way. I don't know what this weighs, you know, probably 3-4 ounces. This is what I think is a nice size serving. So skin on, you can cook it with the skin on, but I make this for Kelly and she doesn't like the skin. So I take it off. So here's my way of taking the skin off. You notice that right here, there's a little bit of belly fat before the salmon starts, and here there's not. So it's easier. Actually, Kel, come over on this side. Here's what I like to do. I like to take my knife, put it under here, and then just run parallel this way. The salmon comes off. I'll put this piece on the plate with this other one right there. And then this, you can, well, if you were standing here like me, you could cut that super thin piece and put a little soy and a little bite of wasabi or something on and eat it. So we'll do this one as well. Knife goes under. And you want a sharp knife, folks. Come on. Don't buy a knife and then don't keep it sharp, because that's just craziness right there. And if you can't sharpen your own knife, and that's 100% fully acceptable, go to a farmer's market, and most of them, well, when we can get back to a farmer's market, they are there waiting to sharpen your knives. There's always somebody there. Cool? Cool. All right. So here's what we've got. Hold on, I got to grab a towel from my hand. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. And this is sesame chili oil. You can either buy it already mixed, or you can buy sesame oil and chili oil and then mix them together. The ratio is in the recipe that we sent out. So I'm gonna do this. Watch, I'll give both of these, all of these, like a good drizzle of the oil on top. It's beautiful. And then they'll get kosher salt and pepper. I keep it mixed. I keep kosher salt by itself, but I also keep kosher salt and pepper mixed because this is one of the most used little seasonings in my house. So we give it this, seasoned liberally. Okay, done. Now here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna take the salmon, and in this non-stick, already heated pan, we're gonna put the salmon in face down. Now look, you saw me cut it. That's the bottom, this is the top. You always put into a pan face down the side that will be face up when you put it on a plate and present it. That's because when you put it in face down, that's when the pan is at its cleanest. It gets the best sear, the prettiest sear. And you know, look, we eat with our mouths, but we see with our eyes first, and that's important. You want to make a gorgeous piece. So watch here, this how this goes. And we go, Kel. Right over here to the pan. We lay it down. And that sound that you hear, that sizzling, is very important. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't hear that, your pan is not hot enough. And a not hot enough pan is not searing, but it's doing one thing. It's steaming your salmon, and nobody wants that. Right, so here's my mashed potatoes that have started to warm. Leftover mashed potatoes, sorry, you can see, like I can't help but be absolutely transparent. It got too hot, some of them are getting a little brown on the bottom, and nobody will give a shit about that. So, here's how we're gonna season them. They're gonna get a little salt and pepper right here. They're gonna get a touch of not the chili sesame oil, but just straight sesame oil. And maybe a half a teaspoon. Here's what I say about sesame oil. A little bit is amazing. A lot is too much and can absolutely take over. And we don't want that. So now we'll mix this beautifully. I apologize for the brown, but it's gonna go. And now we're gonna add green onions. These are green onion mashed potatoes. So like this, a whole bunch. Now you slowly mix these guys in. Unbelievable. The flavor in here is so good. And whether you use your own mashed potatoes or you buy them already made, it's all good. So that's good. That can stay off the heat. Let's check the salmon right now. Here we go. I say this to people. I want you to look right here. You can see when it cooks. Go for it, Kel. Yeah, this guy. You can see when it starts to cook, like about a quarter of the way up the side, that's when we want to flip it. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that little crust right there.
That's the crispy part.
That's the crispy part. And now, here's the deal. Come back up. Imagine this is your piece of salmon. If you cook it like a quarter or a third of the way this way, then flip it over, do the same thing. The inside stays medium rare. And that's what I'm fine. And that's what you want. Look, you can eat salmon 100% raw. You do it at a sushi restaurant. It's on top of rice. It's chirashi sushi chopped up on top of a bowl. It's 100% raw and it's delicious. But you know, people do that one day and then they go to their Aunt Ruth's house on Tuesday night for dinner, and she doesn't cook it so it's dry. She cooks it so it's medium rare in the middle, and people walk away going, oh my God, she cooked that salmon properly. We're never going back there again. And that's not true. Oh, Kelly's gonna sneeze. Oh. I cough, she sneezed. So the salmon almost done. Are you kidding me? I'm working here. 3 sneezes. we let this finish. Shall we plate this?
Yes.
Okay, I need a plate. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, hold on.
Favorite.
Here we go. Stand by. Okay, we start like this. We take a little plate. We take some of these green onion mashed potatoes. Right like that. And then we're going to take a piece of our salmon. Gorgeous bottom top. This way. If you want to give it another little drizzle of the sesame chili oil on top, you can do that. I say you do a little bit of more green onion on top. And then, sorry, Kel, back up. One more thing. Let me have them. Oh, gosh. Wait, nobody move. Nobody move. Shit, I got it. Some sesame seeds. Sesame chili oil. Let's just keep the flavor profile going. A few sesame seeds on that, and then that's where you are.
And tell people about how you played it.
And look how gorgeous this
Yourself.
is.
How nice
Yeah, by the
it is.
way, look, I say this all the time. Don't make something beautiful. Don't take the time to cook the food lovely and then put it on like one of your kids' purple effing Barney plates. Don't do that. We're adults now. We can eat properly. We don't have to eat off plastic. Does that mean?
Well, my bento box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, should we show your bento box? Let's have a bite. Hold on. Let's have a bite and then just figure out what's up with the auction. And then we're almost there. And look, we've gone only 5 minutes over at this point. So here's the
Dang,
salmon.
that looks delicious.
Look, if you look in here, do you see that? It's medium rare. It's gorgeous. It didn't take more than, what, 6 or so minutes to cook. Let's just get ourselves a bite. You absolutely want this crispy salmon. Get some of this green onion mashed potato underneath. And this is what you're working towards. Nothing we made tonight took more than very long. Wow. I'm not kidding. It's mental. Can we still say that?
I don't know.
I think we can.
My arms
I'm
are getting
sure.
kind of a workout here, though.
Kelly's been
Sam,
playing.
Sam, can you send us some through the screen, please?
That again?
Can you send us some through the screen?
Yes, here you go. Wait. Ready?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where.
Yum.
But now the salmon that's in the pan still, I'm going to take out because I don't want it to overcook. I'll just put it on the cutting board. And I'm telling you right now, when you're getting ready to cook salmon, it's just as easy to cook 4 pieces as it is 2. And then you've got it the next day for whatever you want to have it in. A salad, a sandwich. Sometimes I'll take this salmon, mix it with Japanese mayonnaise, a little chili sauce, and green onion, like a salmon salad instead of a tuna salad, in bread or on crackers for a little appetizer, with a drink before dinner, that kind of thing.
God, that is just awesome.
You're awesome.
Can you give us one more cuss word?
Yes. Piece of shit.
So,
Yes. So I got some really great news.
Go ahead.
So Cindy and Todd,
Yes.
they matched Liz at 2,100.
Amazing. Thank you.
Okay, you guys too.
It gets better. Wait. It gets better. Are you ready?
Please.
Kimmy
Yes.
also matched Liz.
No
21.
way.
This is amazing, and I love our employees, but you guys know I have a life, right?
Will you cook one more meal?
I'm only kidding. Of course I can. You guys, seriously, this has been way bigger than I ever imagined. Clearly, we hit our $4,000 match. This is just unbelievable.
I've got chills. It's amazing.
That's got chills.
I can't wait to meet you.
this is absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah, by the way, oh, yes. Sorry, at the last minute, and you guys didn't know this, I'll throw in Kelly. And here's, when I do something like this, Kelly goes, am I allowed to come? What that means is Kelly sits and hangs out with you while I do the work.
Yeah.
Under promise, over deliver.
Well, that's what we just did.
That's right. So come couple things to end. Sam, do you want to give a gentle plug to your site and YouTube? And there's a bunch of people that want to know about knives.
Yes.
And want to know if you're ever going to do a cutting board to sell as well.
Yes, good question. So my YouTube channel is Sam the Cooking Guy. We have a bunch of merchandise there. The only one I'll talk about right now is the t-shirt that we have that says bring back the C word. And of course the C word is cook, and 100% of the profits of that proceeds goes to Feeding America's COVID-19 Relief Fund. If you want a Sam video for yourself or someone, you can go to cameo.com and you sign up there, and I will make one. And again, all the money goes to Feeding America. It's all about giving these days. It's all about giving. Kelly's saying to me, do more, do more, do more. And I'm like, okay, you do more here. And she goes, okay, what's for dinner? So, yes, we have a Sam the Cooking Guy knife. It's right here. I think it's dirty though. Wait, let me just clean it. Stand by.
And Sam very lovingly designed and made this knife. I will tell you, he spent a lot of time.
Sorry, I'm not going to get it as perfectly clean as I want. But
This was the prototype for the handle.
so here's the knife. I don't know that it looks this good right here, but it's a Nakiri knife. It's a 7-inch. It's got the Granton edge. I'm super happy, super proud of this. And the two couples that bought me, will give them each one of these. And our benefactor tonight that's matching will get one of these. And these are on my website at thecookingguy.com. And look, but forget all that shameless plugging. What this has been about our employees that are at the core of what we do. And I didn't know about the restaurant business before I went into it and had Howard and my other partners as a guide. But Howard was the one that has constantly drilled into me the importance of what the employees bring, and that the customers, our guests, are at the center of everything. So Howard, Deb, you guys have meant so much to me and Kel, and I don't want this to go any longer. Stop it.
Take it.
Cheers.
I got all my crime done.
Thank you so much, Sam. You were awesome tonight. Em and Mike West, thank you very much. You were awesome as well. People asked if Mike is a bartender at Gray's. They want to come see you, but he's not a bartender at Gray's. But we're going to get Mike in for a special bartending gig, probably with Emily, and we'll post that on our Instagram when Mike can do that.
We also want to thank everybody who has donated tonight. It is so appreciative. Thank you so much to everybody. Every donation has helped. So thank you.
If you didn't have a chance to purchase because you were so engaged by the cooking, you can still purchase, and it'll still go towards the Hardship Relief Fund. You purchase tonight, purchase tomorrow, purchase whenever you're comfortable. So far, we've raised about $8,000 tonight, so we can't thank you enough. It was just awesome. And finally, the fearless leader of Grain and Grit, Mike, wants to hop on. Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, first of all, that, I personally, I feel so grateful to have the opportunity to work with you guys, and Sam and Howard, Emily, Katie, everybody. Sam, I'd echo your sentiment in regards to Howard and how much I've learned from him and how important our people are, and the importance of taking care of one another. And Sam, you're just a constant inspiration. When we talk about being in a challenging environment, in a challenging time like we are now, to be able to look at someone like yourself and see how you've done what you've done, I think gives a lot of people hope. So I'm just very proud to be part of all of this. So thank you. And to everybody that's been on this call and to our team, I've said this over the last couple of weeks, this is really an opportunity for us, and that's how we're going to view it. It's an opportunity for us to reflect, spend time with family. It's my boy Jax, and realize what the little things are that are out there that are trying to speak to us. So I hope that everybody is doing that. One thing that I'm going to make sure that we do is every dollar that was donated tonight, the company is going to match this year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. And for us, this relief fund is significant. It's something that we're really committed to and will be committed to. And I just want to thank all of you guys. And Howard, thank you for the inspiration of putting or helping us to put this fund together.
Thank you very much. And everybody that donated, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Sam
thank you
Kelly,
all for all your
Mike, Emily,
donations.
Mike DeNorsha, thank you very much. And a special shout out to Katie and Lindsay who produced this. The two women behind the scenes. Can't thank everybody enough. So have a great night. Thank you very much.
Can't wait to see everybody again.
And we're all in this together. Tough everybody till we're out of this mess.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye,
See ya.
everybody. Mwah, mwah.
Take care.